another glass of Lipton Iced Tea.
Lipton Tea, the brisk tea, delicious Lipton soups, and tempting frosty desserts present Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scout.
Everything brightens up with brisk Lipton Iced Tea.
So refreshing and extra delicious thanks to Lipton's new flow-through tea bag. It lets water go through as well as around. Gives you brisk flavor that won't fade even when iced. Get Lipton's new flow-through tea bags.
And now, here's that man himself, Arthur Godfrey.
Gee, it's nice to see you all again. This is the kind of weather we have here in New York today and yesterday that we left behind us in Wyoming, wasn't it, huh? This is the kind of weather they have all the time, except today. I looked on the weather map and it's pew out there today. But boy, it's gorgeous here tonight in New York. And what I would like to know is what happened to everybody. I see a few came here, but the streets are deserted. Oh, I never saw anything so wonderful. I came across town in 40 minutes tonight. That's impossible. Usually it takes an hour and a half. No, seriously, there's no traffic out there at all. I came over from the house in about 10 minutes tonight. Impossible. Marvelous. Where'd everybody go? You should know these things. Hey, you have added a few faces?
Vacations, Arthur.
Oh, vacations. Oh. I'm glad our lovely little harpist is still with us. There's a little gal getting ready for heaven. She won't have to do a thing, won't have to pass any exams. She's all ready to go. Well, welcome, all paid-up members of the 802, huh? Sirs and brethren? All right, let's see who we have here. If I'm not mistaken, these are some more folks from the West Coast, aren't they? No? Some from here? Let's find out. I don't know. We'll meet the first one, who is named Sanford Baumstein. Is that right? Sanford Baumstein? Sit down. From whence cometh you, Mr. Baumstein? Did I say it right?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, huh? What do you do there?
I'm in the real estate department of the Green Hotels.
The Green Hotels?
Yes, sir.
Green Hotels. What hotels do they have in Washington?
They have the Hotel Ebbett at 1008th Street.
Ah,
Northwest.
Ebbett. That's one of the oldest hotels in America.
Yes, they're going to do it over very shortly.
Are they? They're not going to spoil that wonderful old room now, are they?
No.
The old Ebbett. You're talking about the old Ebbett?
The Ebbett at 10th and 8th Street.
Yes, that's the one where Abraham Lincoln used to go and everybody.
Well, that's a little before my time, Mr. Godfrey.
Maybe I remember. Huh? I didn't know. So, anyhow, business good?
Business is very good.
Good. What do you do for a hobby?
Well, flying is my hobby.
Do you like to fly? Get a license?
I have a private license.
Good for you. So have I.
I would like to say that I owe you a vote of thanks for helping me get interested in flying. Many years ago, you had a program with a replica of a stick and two rudders. And I sat in my home and watched you, and it appeared so simple that I went down and filed under the GI Bill to learn to fly.
Well, good for you. Where'd you take your lessons?
At Hyde Field in Clinton, Maryland.
Hyde Field. Well, that's Arthur Hyde's place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
I bought that field that we have in Leesburg from him. He's a great guy. And did he teach you to fly?
No, one of his instructors, Chris Martin.
Uh-huh. How many hours you got now?
Well, I stopped logging them at 300, which isn't too many.
Oh, that's pretty good now. That's all right. You got to 300, and since then you average what? 50 a year, maybe?
About that now.
Oh, that's okay. That'll keep you going. And what do you fly? What kind of an airplane?
Well, I owned a Piper Clipper, and I sold it. And I've been flying a Tri-Pacer at Congressional.
Uh-huh. It's a nice little airplane.
Yes, it takes corrects all your errors.
That's right.
Takes all the skill out.
It forgives all your mistakes, doesn't it? All right, so long as you fly that thing in good weather, you're all right until you get an instrument ready. It's a fine airplane. Well, I'm glad if I had a little something to do with your flying. That's great.
Oh, I think you've done a lot for private flying.
Don't you think that that's really something to get up there in that little thing and fly around the country?
I do. I think if more people did it, why, they'd realize how close they are to the man upstairs.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That'd give you a laugh in one way, but in another, just quickly let me tell you, about 2 weeks ago I was in Milwaukee, and the Wisconsin Air National Guard, the colonel in charge, Lord help me, I've forgotten his name, wonderful guy, took me up in an F-89. You know what that is? A twin-jet interceptor. Went to 40,000 feet in so little time, I'm not permitted to tell you how fast. And we got up there, we're cruising around amongst the clouds up there at 40,000 feet, and I felt like that wonderful boy, you remember that wrote the poem, The British Fighter? And his last lines were, and I put out my hand and I touched the face of God. You remember? Well, that's what it's like to be up there. And I'm so glad you got onto it, Sanford. Tell me now whom you brought.
I brought a most unusual group, the Bluegrass Champs from Washington, D.C. It's composed of Jimmy Case, rhythm guitar player. He's the leader of the band. And Scotty Stoneman, a champion fiddler. And Donna Stoneman, the queen of the mandolin. And Jimmy Stoneman, hot lick bass player.
They're all the same family.
They're three of a musical family of 13 children.
My. And who else?
And Porter Church, a Tennessee banjo player.
Well, they've been together how long?
About 2 years.
2 years. From Washington, D.C. They've appeared professionally where?
28 weeks at Constitution Hall.
Oh.
At the Ozarks Club in downtown Washington. On radio with WWVA in Wheeling, West Virginia. WARL in Arlington, Virginia.
Yes.
Cy Blumenthal station.
Yeah.
And they're currently appearing from the famous club, 1215 New York Avenue in downtown Washington, with a live program every other Wednesday night on WEAM.
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 Well, Sanford Baumstein, it's nice to meet you, sir. Keep your nose down now. Good luck to you. Thank you. And here in the Lipton Spotlight are the Bluegrass Champs.
A great big hole in the bottom of my shoe. And let me be your salted dog. Well, let me be your salted dog, or I won't be your man at all. And let me be your salted dog. Well, listen here, Sal, I know you run down Stockton in the morning out you. And let me be your salted dog. Well, let me be your salted dog, or I won't be your man at all. And let me be your salted dog. Down in a while with a sitting on a log, my finger on the trigger, my on the hog. And let me be your salted dog. Well, let me be your salted dog, or I won't be your man at all. And let me be your salted dog. shot went bow and it flew right over into Mexico. Let me be your solid dog. Well, let me be your solid dog, or I won't be your man at all. Let me be your solid dog.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Boy, that little gal, Donna Stoneman. Isn't she the doll, though, huh? Donna and her two brothers in there, Scotty and Jimmy. Unless one's her father, I don't know. The Border Church and Jimmy Case. You know, those outfits put the ones to shame we had in Cheyenne, don't they, huh? Beautiful things. The bluegrass champs they were. Now, let's see what Lipton has in the mind tonight. Do you ever find yourself in a summer slump? You ever get the summer complaint? We used to call it that down home in Virginia in berry time in Virginia. You always get the summer complaints. Terrible. When you get feeling, because this kind of weather you don't feel like this. It feels so good today. But when it's hot, muggy and pew, what you need is something to pick you up, make you feel good. I want you to get on the tea wagon. You know, these guys, all my pilot friends in the air now, when I go flying around the country, and some of them hear me calling in to the radio stations and so forth, reporting my position, you'll hear them open up the microphone and say, "How's the old tea bag?" Makes me feel so good. The old tea bag, that's me. This was made with tea bags, Lipton tea bags. This is iced Lipton tea. Now, you can be feeling so lousy, so far down. And somebody hands you a glass of Lipton iced tea, and you think, well... So you take a little sip. It lifts you right up right away. You feel like you have one of those things on. You just feel wonderful. See? Right away. It's refreshing, brisk flavor. No other tea has got it. No calories either. Of course, you put sugar in, you add a few calories, but not many. What is it, 20 calories a teaspoonful or something? Not very much. I like it without sugar in it, just a little slice of lemon. It's very good. Makes you feel good. It'll keep you up there, too. I've been afraid of this for 30 years. Went down the wrong lane. Quick. That's so much better, Doctor. Next talent scout. Make sure now it's Lipton tea, will you? Next talent scout, Lee Caputi, right? Caputi? Lee Caputi? Did I pronounce that right?
Yes,
Lee?
you did.
Lee Caputi?
Mm-hmm.
Caputi, Italiano?
That's right.
Uh-huh. Where do you come from?
I come from Newport, Rhode Island.
Newport, Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
Newport, Rhode Island. That is a lovely, lovely place.
Yes, it is.
I was there many, many years ago when I was a kid in the Navy. Nice place. What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a musician. And I graduated from Juilliard School of Music. I'm a pianist.
A pianist?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. And who is your talent tonight?
His name is Gino Sambuca. He's a young violinist from West Hartford, Connecticut.
Uh-huh. Tell me about him.
All about him? Okay. He graduated from Juilliard where he studied with Mr. Ronald Murat. He studied there under scholarship.
That's where you met him?
Yes. And he just recently returned from a tour of South America with the New Orleans Symphony, with which he's been associated for the last 3 years.
And how old a young man is he?
He's 24.
Say, how did he come by this scholarship?
Well, you take entrance auditions to get into the school, and you may take scholarship auditions, as well as the regular auditions.
Oh, and if you show sufficient talent, then they'll take you on.
Then
Oh,
you get
that's
scholarship.
wonderful, yes. All right. And he has been playing with the New Orleans Philharmonic?
Mm-hmm.
For how long?
3 years.
3 years. A graduate of Juilliard, studied since when? How long?
Oh, since he was about 8.
8 years old. Well, that sounds like he's qualified, all right,
Yes,
Lee.
he is.
Thank you ever so much. Let's put him in the Lipton spotlight then. Gino Sambuca. That was Gino Sambuca, S-A-M-B-U-C-O, 24-year-old violinist from Hartford, Connecticut. The title of his selection was Banjo and the Fiddle. Who wrote that, Burr?
David Guyon.
David who?
Guyon, G-U-I-O-N.
Guyon. David Guyon. Beautiful thing. Here was a story in the newspaper you might get a kick out of. See now, this goes back to 1954, 2 years ago. That year, a joint Canadian and American expedition to the Ellesmere Ice Shelf in Greenland discovered a cache which included an oil lamp, a sled, milk, and canisters of Lipton Tea, which had been left on the north side of Ward Island 45 years before by D.B. McMillan, assistant to Commander A.E. Peary, on the latter's 1908-1909 expedition to the Arctic. And the tea, believe it or not, was, quote, still brisk, unquote. Well, you know, and there was a note found with it dated Sunday, March 21, 1909, which said, "To whom it may concern, at the request of Commander Peary, who is now out on the polar sea, I am leaving this cache as a possible aid to someone landing near here by a westerly drift." And there was Lipton tea, still brisk, unimpaired by age and 45 years of refrigeration. Well, of course, we don't recommend that for your tea, but that's the kind of tea it is. It's brisk, all right. And it's good tea, and I hope you'll get some and make plenty of iced tea for the folks this summer. And let's you and I meet the next talent scout, who is Alfonso Lovaglio. Alfonso Lovaglio. From where, please, sir?
I'm from Weehawken, New Jersey.
Well, golly whiz, we've been doing this show for 12 years, and you're the first man from Weehawken
Thank you.
that's been here. We came over on the ferry?
No, sir, we came through the tunnel.
The Holland Tunnel. Weehawken, we must explain to our friends out of town, is a little suburb of New York City over on the other side of the Hudson River, the North River, on the Jersey coast next to Hoboken, isn't it?
That's correct.
Next to Hoboken.
Yes, sir.
North of Hoboken.
North it is.
North of Hoboken. And what do you do there?
Well, I live there, but I work in Hoboken.
Ah.
I do. I work for the Lackawanna Railroad as a brakeman. And I also work in New York for the Standard Fruit and Steamship Company as a banana messenger.
A banana messenger?
Yes, sir.
You mean you carry messages between bananas?
No, sir, not quite that way. I take their temperatures.
You take the temperature of the bananas?
That is correct. In the wintertime, we take their temperatures to see that they don't freeze. And if they do get cool and below 50 degrees, why, we put a little heat to the car.
Oh, that's right. Remember the jingle? Don't put the banana in the refrigerator, you remember? That's right. You have to keep it at, that's the best temperature, about 50.
Around 52 to 58 degrees.
Oh. Then you have to go around and test each little banana.
That's right, sir.
Everybody gets a job. Banana temperature. That's pretty good. Do you ever have to take their pulse?
No, I'm afraid not yet.
Ah, Alfonso, you're wonderful. You married?
Yes, sir.
Children?
3 of them.
Good. I hope they're watching their daddy tonight.
Oh, they sure are.
Because you make a great picture there, boy, with that handlebar. That's a real stick. We haven't had any like that in a long time up here. Since Ludwig von Plato was around. Where is he? Whom did you bring?
I brought a Miss Anna Leonardo from Fresno, California, who has appeared out there in her own TV show, the Rumpus Room. She had that for 2 years, and she also had the Teenagers for a year on the same network.
Uh-huh. She lives in Fresno, California?
Yes, sir.
Is that the other end of the Lackawanna?
No, I'm afraid we have to switch off on another railroad.
I was wondering how you met her all that far away.
Well, I met her just before I went overseas. In fact, I went there because they were my relatives, and I got a free meal.
Oh, I see. Did you take along some bananas?
No, sir, I didn't.
It's awful nice to know you. You're a very nice guy. Thanks ever so
Thank
much,
you.
Alfonso. We're very delighted to put your little gal in the spotlight. Anne Leonardo.
Day after day I'm waiting patiently, and when the salty wind is blowing from the sea, I pretend that it's the breeze that's spinning the sail, that's moving the ship, that's bringing my honey back to me. I always keep my window open wide. I like to let the friendly breeze come right inside and pretend that it's the breeze that's spinning the sail, that's moving the ship, that's bringing my honey back to me. Mr. Wind, keep blowing stronger, 'cause I must have that man of mine. Every day seems so much longer. Now don't forget, it's daylight saving time. I get so lonesome waiting days and weeks, and every breath of air that lingers on my cheeks seems to whisper, it's the breeze that's spinning the sail, that's moving the ship, that's bringing my honey back to me. Day after day, I'm waiting 'cause the breeze is blowing from the sea, and I pretend that it's the breeze that's spinning the sail, that's moving the ship, that's bringing my honey back to me. I always keep my window open 'cause the breeze is blowing right inside, and I pretend that it's the breeze that's spinning the sail, that's moving the ship, that's bringing my honey back to me. Mr. Wind, keep blowing stronger, 'cause I must have that man of mine. Every day seems so much longer. Now don't forget, it's daylight saving time. I get so lonesome waiting days and weeks, but every breath of air that lingers on my cheeks seems to whisper, it's the breeze that's spinning the sail, that's moving the ship, that's bringing my honey back to me. Oh, where can that big ship be that's bringing my honey to me?
Yes. My golly, I'm glad it's you that have to pick the winner tonight, not me. Boy, those are three terrific acts. And Leonardo is that little gal's name. And I have a little something here, a little something I want to take up with you. And that's one of these tasty Lipton soups in the envelopes. I know when you go in a grocery store and there's a million different cans of soup there, you have to go looking for these envelopes. It's a little chore to remember, but take a tip from me, will you? Just try, for instance, this Lipton green pea soup one time. Just go look for that envelope and read the directions carefully on the back. They're very simple. Do what it tells you, and in 3 minutes, you will have the most delicious, 10 minutes, pardon me, 10 minutes. You'll have the most delicious green pea soup you ever had in your life, and I'm not kidding you. And the same thing goes for the other Lipton soups. Onion, beef, chicken noodle, all kinds. Look for them one time and try them. You'll find they're far better than anything you've ever had before, even that which you made yourself. Now, the time is a-flying here. Come on, pick me a winner, will you, quickly? First, the Bluegrass Champs, you remember? Give me a hand. Come on, let me hear it. Okay. All right, now let me have the violinist, Gino Sambuca. Okay, and then Ann Leonardo. Okay, looks to me like you gave it to the Bluegrass Champs. That's a nice bunch of kids. Thanks ever so much, folks.